Well, that's a question for somebody else in a few weeks, right? But I do believe as a staff, we set some goals going into the season, throwing more strikes, attacking the strike zone, get to 2 strikes as soon as possible. We accomplished that. But I do believe there's another step in that equation, and he's not only throwing strikes, he's throwing quality strikes. And if you start looking at what Chris Sale did towards the end, compared to where he was, well.
All right, we're going to dip out of this Alex Cora interview. We're going to send it out to the booth at Camden Yards where Joe Castiglione, WIll Flemming, and Lou Merloni are out there. We're going to send it out to them for some breaking news. Guys, take it away.
Well, we have absolutely very sad and tragic news. The Boston Red Sox mourn the loss of Red Sox Hall of Famer Tim Wakefield, who passed away this morning at the age of 57. The honorary chairman of the Red Sox Foundation, Wakefield spent 29 years in the organization as a player, special assistant, and broadcaster. Tim's kindness and indomitable spirit were as legendary as his knuckleballs, said Red Sox principal owner John Henry. He not only captivated us on the field, but he was the rare athlete whose legacy extended beyond the record books to the countless lives he touched with his warmth and genuine spirit. Tim had a remarkable ability to uplift, inspire, and connect with others in a way that showed us the true definition of greatness. He embodied the very best of what it means to be a member of the Boston Red Sox, and his loss is deeply felt by all of us. Comments were made from Tom Werner as well. Tim was a role model on and off the field, giving endlessly to the Red Sox Foundation and being a force for good for everyone he encountered. I feel fortunate to call him a close friend, along with all of us in Red Sox Nation. Said Red Sox President and CEO Sam Kennedy, it's a rare occurrence for a 2-time World Series champion's extraordinary personality to shine even brighter than their illustrious career. Tim was undeniably an exceptional pitcher, but what truly set him apart was the ease in which he connected with people. He was an extraordinary pitcher, an incredible broadcaster, and someone who exemplified every humanitarian quality in the dictionary. I will miss my friend more than anything and can only aspire to live as genuinely and honorably as he did. Such wonderful and very true words. Tim was a personal friend of ours, a guy we covered for his entire Red Sox career, and a teammate of Lou Merloni. And Lou, our condolences to you and, of course, to the Wakefield family. But just a very, very sad and tragic day for all of Red Sox Nation and for the Wakefield family. A very emotional time for all of us.
Joe, it's what Sam and everybody said is so true about Tim, is that when you came into his orbit, you couldn't help but, feel his light and his kindness and his big heart. It's not an accident that, after his playing days, he made as big an impact off the field as he did on, because that's why people loved him. I mean, he just was so easy to be around, and that's why people like Lou and Jason Varitek and his wife Catherine, who have done so much for Tim, and Stacy, who, by the way, herself is going through an incredible health challenge. That's why everyone in the Red Sox Nation is so torn up about this today. I mean, it's almost impossible to put into words the impact he had on those who were around him. And for a young man, this is also new to us. We heard about it for the first time 2 weeks ago, that he discovered, the tumor, the surgery, and here, not less than 2 weeks later, we lose him. It's always jarring, these young men in the primes of their lives who were so impactful to all of us. And to read the words that it's so final that Tim is gone. It's a very difficult thing to wrap your head around, isn't it, Lou?
Yeah, it's surprising, shocking. He was doing well after surgery, and to get that news today was hard. He was, obviously a friend, teammate, the ultimate teammate.
and so unselfish in so many ways. I mean, not only taking the ball in Game 3 of that blowout against the Yankees in 04 so that the rest of the staff would be ready for other games, and we saw that in so many different ways. I got a call Friday from Mike Port, who wanted to get in touch with Tim through Jason Veritek, and Mike's said that when he had his massive heart attack in 2004, the first guy to come to his aid and to visit him was Tim Wakefield, and then Jason Veritek as well. And I think that just speaks volumes of the quality of the individual, a very high-class guy, and I think more than anything, a very giving person. We saw that with the Red Sox Foundation, with the Jimmy Fund. We saw that as a player. Lou, he'd make visits unannounced to the Jimmy Fund Clinic, and he was always there for other people. And I think he was, and baseball, of course, is a very selfish game. Players are paid by their own numbers. And if you could be unselfish, Tim was the epitome of an unselfish player.
Well, he was. He would, whether it's a starting role, a closing role, whatever it may be, whatever role you needed him on. You mentioned the things he did off the field when his career was over. Jimmy Fund, it was constant throughout his playing days, and after his playing days, Red Sox Foundation, he was just a good human being. And I've run into so many people that have told me stories behind the scenes that he had done for them, for their families, that nobody knows about. That it's not in the papers. He would do anything for you. It was hard a few weeks back hearing about what he was going through himself personally, because I knew he was going through a lot with his wife, and it's just, that was hard. But I knew he was doing better since the surgery, and this one here today kind of, for me, just came out of nowhere. It was shocking. I heard it and just kind of didn't really believe it. So it makes for a real hard day.
Well, you'll hear many eulogies, and I think when you talk about Tim Wakefield, you think of a guy, from a baseball standpoint, always was there to take the ball, whatever the situation. When he was needed to close in '99, he took the ball, left his starting position to do that, and was just always there for his team, his teammates, and more importantly was there for everybody in need,
including and most especially his family. And that's the hard part, Joe. He's got 2 young children, and their mom, his wife, is fighting for her life. And for some time now, Tim has been by her side and has been a shell of himself because of the pain he's feeling for her and for his children. So for him to have gone through this in what turned out to be his final days is just heartbreaking. And that mentality you talk about on the field, giving, willingness to do anything, that's exactly what he did off the field. By the way, we've learned that the Orioles at 2:53 are going to observe a moment of silence for Tim Wakefield. So I'm sure the teams will come out on the field. We'll hope to bring you that in our pregame coverage. But I know, Lou, for you, he was very close to you. Jason Veritek he lives 2 doors down from him. I mean, you can imagine what's going on in Jason's mind right now as the 2 of them have gone on this journey together as players end in their post-playing career. And, I just think, Joe, that there are so many symbols of what it means to be a Red Sox player. And we talk about Pedro and Ortiz and their unique personalities, but there's this other part of it that is this family, these great souls and kind-hearted people that from their time working with the Jimmy Fund and everything in the community, they exude what it means to be a Red Sox player. And I don't think really many ever have done a better job of that than Tim.
Well, he was a guy, too, that kind of came to this community. And you talk about just embracing it. Not just in his time here, but his time afterwards. And you mentioned, I didn't see Tech before the game because I probably couldn't see him. Because I know that he and Catherine have been right there side by side with both Tim. Really kind of what Stacy's going through every day. And I know how hard it is for him. And knowing what I know of Tech, he is all in on this baseball game right now, trying to do his job and get people ready. Because that's just him. Maybe he'll have a moment maybe after a game, but I really feel for Stacy, for the kids, for Jason and Catherine, I know they've been through a lot with him as well, right there side by side.
And what about what it's like to be part of that Red Sox fraternity, that thing that has bonded all of you together?
Yeah. The last game I played with Wakey, was in New York. And to see everybody rallying him, how hard he took it after that game, I couldn't have been happier. People always ask me, what was it like for you to watch 2004, the year you left? And, personally, it was, I was a fan. I grew up here, and I want to be part of a World Series. But to see what Wakey went through, in 03 in that final game in New York, and to see him celebrate on the field along with others that I was so close with, that really made me happy.
Yeah.
And I was really proud of him and everybody else that kind of went through it. But just him personally, knowing what he went through that game, it really meant a lot to me to see him celebrate. So,
well, we will have more remembrances during the course of the game, and if there's any further information, we'll pass it along. But again, Tim Wakefield passing away this morning at the age of 57, which was announced by the Boston Red Sox. So we will now send it back for more of our pregame programming, and we hope to be back with you at 2:53 for the moment of silence here at the ballpark. Now back to Joe Weil.
All right, thanks, Joe. And obviously some very sobering news, sad news here for Red Sox Nation. Tim Wakefield passing away at the age of 57. A remarkable human being, both on and off the field. So much charity work in Boston and what he did just for the community, both on and off the field. Obviously, we know about the on-the-field stuff, the fact that he was a part of the 04 World Series team and then pitched on the 07 team as well. Just a extremely sad day here in Red Sox Nation, and a wonderful man is no longer with us in Tim Wakefield. Again, it's Red Sox versus Orioles coming up from Camden Yards. The season finale here for the 2023 season as the Red Sox play their last game in 2023. Before we go to break, here is today's Red Sox batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers, New England's largest selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. HerbChambers.com. It's Verdugo, Devers, Turner, Yoshida, Story, Abreu, Dahlbeck, Valdez, and Connor Wong rounding out the nine for the Red Sox. We will get back out to Camden Yards in a little bit. We're going to pause for a short break. I'm Joe Weil. This is the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Hey, baseball fans. We know this is your favorite season of the year.
And this is the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Joe Weil with you here in the WEEI studios. We're going to send it out to Camden Yards in a couple minutes for a moment of silence for Tim Wakefield, the Red Sox Hall of Famer who passed away today at the age of 57. It's time now for the FanDuel bet du jour, brought to you by FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. I'm going with Raffy Devers to record an RBI. It's at plus 165. He's sitting on 99 runs batted in on the season. I like to see him get one more, and I'm going to put my last bet of the season on him. So that's my FanDuel bet du jour pick. We want to thank our sponsor, Sherwin-Williams, who throughout the season brought us our fan question of the week for Alex Cora. Sherwin-Williams Pro Plus is an exclusive program with pro-level services designed to help you manage and grow your paint business. Unlock Pro Advantage at swproplus.com today. And as we take a look now at the Subaru of New England scoreboard, with so much to love, you don't want to miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. For complete details and to find your authorized Subaru retailer, visit SubaruofNewEngland.com. The whole playoff picture is set. Seeding is what needs to be determined, but just to give you a look at what's on the slate in the American League East, we'll focus on that specifically. Tampa Bay going up against Toronto. Toronto can clinch the number 5 seed with an Astros loss or with a win and a Rangers win. So right now they are sitting in the 5 spot of the bracket, but they need to still clinch that spot. And then on top of that, the Yankees go up against the Kansas City Royals. Could be the last start for Zach Greinke in his career. The Yankees are above 500. They will stay that way the rest of the season. Their 31st consecutive season above 500. Still one of the most disappointing teams in the entire sport. Here's the injury report presented by Catches Law Group, New England's personal injury pros since 1986. Catches has won over $1 billion for their injured clients, and you never have to pay unless Catches wins. Injured? Schedule a free legal evaluation by calling 321-7000 or at catcheslaw.com. Fortunately, today, nothing new to report, but some important guys on the shelf. Chris Martin, Luis Arias, Tristan Casas, James Paxton, Jaron Duran, Corey Kluber. Of course, some of those names of guys that are not on the active roster today, all hurt as the Red Sox play out the string today here at Camden Yards. But on top of that, getting some very tough news with what we learned about Tim Wakefield today, the fact that he has passed away at age 57. And what a remarkable career he had on the field with the Red Sox. Obviously, he did so much off the field as well, and no one person is what they are solely because of what they did on the field. But what he did with the Red Sox, still an incredible run. Of course, 17 years for the Red Sox as a pitcher on this team. He was a part of that 2004 team, also part of the 2007 team as well. 17 years under his belt with the Red Sox, and of course, just put together an incredible run, 186 wins, and was a guy that, as we heard Joe Castiglione just talk about, he was a guy that was somebody you could fill in for a couple different roles for this Red Sox team. Let's go out to Camden Yards where they're having a moment of silence for Tim Wakefield.
8 times, winning the award in 2010. Tim Wakefield embodied true goodness, a devoted husband, father, teammate, beloved broadcaster, and the ultimate community leader. He gave so much to this game and all of Red Sox Nation. The Orioles join the Red Sox in sending our love to Stacy, Trevor, Brianna, and the Wakefield family. At this time, we ask that you please join us in a moment of silence as we remember Tim Wakefield. Thank you. Please remain standing as we welcome the Baltimore County Fire Department Station 19A Garrison Honor Guard, who will present the colors for today's game. We also welcome Vince.
All right, so we're going to bring it back here into the WEEI studios. Again, the sad news today, Tim Wakefield passing away at the age of 57. A remarkable human being, both on and off the field. And nice of the Orioles to honor him with a moment of silence before today's game. It is the season finale between the Red Sox and the Orioles today. I want to thank Bridget Prue. Fantastic work behind the glass, as she always does. I want to thank everybody out there listening who has listened to pre-games, the games itself, and post-game shows as well. I'm Joe Weil signing off for the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Hang tight. Joe Castiglione, Will Flemming, and Lou Merloni, they have the call next of Red Sox versus Orioles. Game 162 coming up next on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Proudly brought to you by Mass Mutual. Mass Mutual. Insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Insurance, planning, investments. Sponsored by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Shop NissanUSA.com. Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipeline.
And that ball is gone in the front row of the monster seats.
Big Y World-Class Market. It's more than food. It's my Big Y. Buy cars for kids. That's cars with a K to donate your car today.
Looking up, Grand Slam!
By Mike's Amazing, the official mayonnaise of the Boston Red Sox. Ford Trucks, official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
We're going to drive to left field. There are a couple runs way gone.
Arbella, here for good. And by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Long gone into the monster seats.
Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Holy cow!
Sponsored by Sherwin-Williams. Savings and support start day one. Unlock the Pro Advantage at swproplus.com today. Sponsored by Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars. We help people buy them. Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Joe Castiglione, Lou Merloni, and Will Flemming.
Welcome to game number 162, the finale.